Okay, so I decided to do a little impromptu live here tonight about my story a little bit and about what's coming up and why I feel compelled to even put this out into the world, and just to help you guys understand what it is that I'm launching tomorrow, 10/10 at 10 a.m. Pacific. So I hope you guys will tune in. I just gave a keynote address at a conference that was entitled Starting Late, Looking Different, and Being Uncertain. Those three things, you can be all of that and still be successful. Now, this was sort of a business conference, a networking event, but at the same time, what I did was I shared sort of my story as an entrepreneur as I've woven myself through the last 25 years, and how when you figure out what your calling is, if you're listening for your calling, it'll keep calling. And so I really do believe that over the course of the 25 years, as long as I kept listening to my gut and I kept listening to that path and the yeses in my gut, it was going to eventually lead me to where I am right now on the precipice of offering a masterclass to many of you guys that I know need it. I know you need it. And I want to be able to help you understand how I came to that conclusion so that you can feel as though whether this is aligned with you or not. So basically, I've been an entrepreneur since the second I graduated college. I was a photographer for almost 15 years, and I shot all the genres and eventually landed after 10 years of trying. So if you're someone that's out there that's trying all these things and you just don't feel satisfied, it takes time to really get to that meat of who it's meant to be, who is, the type of work that is meant for you. So if you're struggling with that, it's okay. I definitely shot all the things before I landed on just serving women. And one of the things that always stuck out to me was that, we go through life in our teens, we get our senior pictures done, we go to homecomings and proms, and it's pictures, 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 and then we get to our wedding day, and it's even more pictures, and we're so excited, and it's pictures, 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 and then suddenly we have children, and the moms were always the ones that would book me for their photo shoots, and they would pray for great weather and their kids would be fed and all of the things would be perfectly in alignment. And then the day would come when we would finally need to take the pictures, and they would be, the minute I would point the camera in their direction, they would be like, absolutely not, just take the pictures of the kids, that's all. And honestly, that broke my heart, because I'm like, what changed? What changed between then and now that you suddenly see no value in yourself? That's really what it is. And so at that point, I said to myself, I'm going to change these women's minds about themselves. It really was so crazy to me. I couldn't really, I needed to unpack that. And doing that as a business was very scary, because here I was trying to convince the one person that didn't want my service to do that very thing that they didn't want to do, all for themselves, just to shoot just for them, her and her alone, right? Try convincing that girl. It was an uphill battle. But once I shot a few of them, the word kind of got around. And what that looked like for me was a woman coming to my studio in her pajamas or her sweats with no makeup on and no hair done. And I would sit her in a makeup chair and I would give her this gorgeous hair and makeup, and she would just bloom. She would just bloom. And where she would come in sort of like afraid and very unsure and uncertain and like, how did I get here? She, by the end of the day, was sauntering out like Beyonce, like snapping her fingers and just sauntering out. And the fact that I got to tee that up and witness a transformation like that happen, a confidence, just a taking off of all of this heavy, and literally reintroducing her to herself, the thing that had been there all along but just kind of got snuffed out or stuffed down, was like a drug to me. Being a part of somebody's personal transformation is a drug. It is my drug of choice. It is the ethos of who I am and what I do, and it has informed every single business decision that I have made from then until now. So fast forward, in the middle of my photography career, I ran into a makeup company, and that makeup company I didn't see coming. I just thought I was like sort of buying a tool for the business that I already had and adding that to the repertoire. And that too became an introduction to a whole other world of networking with more women, championing and aligning myself with other successful women. And we would watch each other rise, and we would watch each other and how we were doing business together and separately. And it was just the most amazing thing in terms of building my business and my career. Being able to, these are the things, this was the ladder to success, surrounding yourself with women that are successful and championing each other. Then it was just investing in good coaching. It was and then basically as I learned something new, I passed that knowledge on to my team. And so being part of these girls' transformations is ultimately like what healed me and made me a whole, vibrant human being. Okay. So I just feel like now that I have had all of these different layers of career, I know that my drug of choice is being part of somebody's personal transformation. I did it with photography. I've done it with makeup as far as helping my customer or my client, if I'm selling them makeup, giving them that 5-minute confidence build where I used to joke that makeup saves lives, because it's like the second you put it on, your vibrational energy is higher. You can run into anyone in the world at the grocery store and you just feel so much more put together and confident. You're nicer. You're nicer to the people in the world. They're nicer. Everything works out. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. So, and now, moving into skincare, same thing, building a team of people, helping women, figure out how to become entrepreneurs, building their finances, building their families. I mean, I've helped women escape abusive marriages by way of helping them make income. I have helped women have babies that they wouldn't have been able to afford to have a baby via in vitro, like life-changing stories based on leaning into that calling of being part of somebody's personal transformation. So now here I am, all these many years later. And one of the things that was pivotal for me in like the valley seasons of my life was just getting dressed. That's the same thought process of putting makeup on and being intentional about how I do this and how I do this and everything that I wear and the jewelry. It is my brand. My brand is who I am. And I remember being in a women's multimillionaire, like 7-figure earner, Vegas, conference, and the speaker on the stage said something that I'll never forget. She said, "Girls, if you want to build $1 million brand, you've got to build $1 million you. You have to invest in good coaching, and you have to invest in yourself and how you look and how you show up and how you dress and how you carry yourself, and then how you just what comes out of your mouth and the confidence with which you deliver it, and making sure that it is 100% authentic to you." And what I did when I got back from that conference, I'm a single mom with 3 children and a big team, and I was not making crazy money, but I invested in a $10,000 personal life coach, like life and business coach. I couldn't afford him. I could not afford him, but I knew, again, trusting my gut said, yes, you have to go. If you want to build $1 million you got to build a $1 million brand, you got to build $1 million you. And he was worth every penny. And so again, just investing in yourself, learning a little something, and then teaching it and passing that knowledge onto my team and everything is what ultimately built me as a brand. But it also built them, and together we sort of were healing and growing all at once. It's been the magic of my life to do that. And so now leaning into I also started to try to change my fashion, and I knew that I was like, if I wanted to build that $1 million brand, I had to really show up in a way that felt like me. And if you're somebody out there, I'm just talking to the people that are dressing to people please. They're dressing for the other catty bratty women in their neighborhood that'll say something if they were to dress otherwise. I mean, if I wanted to go to Publix supermarket in a pair of hot red leather pants and stiletto heels and a feather boa around my neck on a Tuesday night to buy groceries, I'm going to do it. I don't give a shit what people think. And that is the place that you have to get to. Inner peace is about letting people be wrong about you. And when people are, oh, Lottie, I love you too, baby girl. And when people judge you and you're a good, kind-hearted person, it's just about being misunderstood. They just don't know you yet, right? And so that, honestly, I take that as a beautiful personal challenge that I'm not being clear enough. I need to be as clear about who I am as possible. And I love that. Being misunderstood is not about changing yourself to fit what they want. It's about being more you so that eventually they get it, right? So this class that starts tomorrow is really about me helping you guys with a personal transformation, something that you'll be different for the rest of your life if you take this class. 6 weeks, Monday nights, every Monday night. It starts on October 27th is our first class. So we'll meet every Monday night for 6 weeks, except for the week of Thanksgiving. We'll take that one as a break. And I'm going to walk you through the process of, by way of using clothing and fashion sort of as a construct. But what we're doing is really reintroducing ourselves to ourselves and finding the person that's always been there, right? The girl from way back that never had any qualms about getting her photo taken or being in public or whatever. She was exactly who she was and got lost along the way somewhere, or has been playing it safe, or is dressing for a past version of themselves, not their most aspirational version of themselves. That is the class for you. That is what this is going to be all about. So it really is a personal transformation journey that, by way of auditing your clothing and auditing what it is that you really love. I just think people don't take enough time to sit with themselves, ask themselves what they really want, say, am I dressing for the life that I want? How do I want to be seen? How do I want to be heard? How do I want to be remembered? And then does that match with what's in my closet right now? Right? Because if I can put an outfit on and a makeup on and feel 10 feet tall and bulletproof, so can you. And you just have to be willing to invest in yourself and take that chance. So tomorrow, 10/10, Friday, the 10th of October at 10 a.m. Pacific time, the enrollment for my class opens. The class is called Be Cool Being You, and it's all about that, just being as cool as can be, being yourself. And for the people that are jumping onto this right away, I'm offering a 50% off the tuition for 50 minutes, for the first 50 minutes. So set your alarms. I'm so excited. I just wanted to kind of give you the gist of what you can expect. I can actually read you what the topics of each week will be, just so you can kind of get what it'll be. Hold on one second. I know I sent an email out today. And did I delete them all? Maybe I did. If you guys have questions, you can drop them in the chat. I should have had that in front of me. I can do it this way. I'll just pull the email up. View in browser. Direct link. Okay, here we go. So it's called Be Cool Being You, and then here are the topics for the 6 weeks. Week 1 is the mirror moment, kind of assessing who you are already, ask yourself these questions. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of prompts. We're gonna walk through it together. So each call will be like a live on Zoom with me. There'll be a Q&A at the end. Week 2, style filters, what inspires you and why. This is for all the people out there that have all the Pinterest boards with all the pretty people on them, and then they go to their closet and they're like, this does not match at all, right? So we're going to look at a bunch of fashion influencers that have a wide array styles, wide array of styles. Some people might be tattooed from their head to their toes and wear lots of black leather. Some people might be, more polished, like they are boardroom babes, and it'll just be a whole gamut of things. What inspires you? But really the bigger question is, why does it inspire you? Why do you feel connected to that kind of aesthetic? What does that say about you? What are you trying to communicate? Week 3 is going to be the closet overhaul, the truth telling of your closet. What is your closet saying? We all are guilty of having that same shirt in every size, right? Because it works. But are we just playing it safe, really, truly? Letting go with grace on the closet. Week 4, becoming iconic. So now we're going to start to formulate who that aspirational you is, and stepping into a new but familiar you. It's something that is in you all along. I love this question. I'm going to come back to this whisking and wine in just a second. Week 5 is beyond the clothes. Now we're going to talk about our hair, our makeup, our skincare, our nails. How many of you guys walk into a place and you see a girl with a specific kind of nail? Like a nail. It's communicating. Everything we do, every decision we make with how we put ourselves together communicates something about us, right? Our voice and our confidence. So, I'm sorry, I just got a phone call. So the magnetic reveal is week 6, full integration of your iconic self. So those are the broad strokes on all 6 weeks. You're also going to get a downloadable workbook that you're going to use during each class. And following along with me, there'll be questions and prompts, and everything will be laid out for you. If you want to print it out, you can print it out. If you want to just download it and use it as a PDF with like a pencil tablet, you can do that and keep it electronic. It's up to you. And then as a founding member, like literally you guys are the first ones that are going to be opting into this. You're going to get, there'll be a private Telegram community just for people that are members of the class, so that you guys can create a community amongst yourselves, and you'll have access to me continuously throughout the 6 weeks. And then that group is actually going to be the founding portion of what will later become a more open subscription-based coaching program, just an ongoing community that's, $30 a month to join, but the people that are in this first class are going to get their first year included. So you get a year of that group, you get the workbook, you get the 6 weeks with me, and then for those that attend all 6 of those classes and have perfect attendance, I'm going to be sending you guys a killer graduation gift, just this exclusive killer graduation gift for anybody that has great attendance and comes to all the calls, because truly doing this as a live class versus just a self-paced, pre-recorded thing, I want the energy transfer. I want to get to know you guys. I want you guys to get to know me. I'm going to be sharing lots of bits and pieces of my story and why I decided to kind of really, really lean into getting the tattoos and shaving the head and all of those things that were just really not part of the person that I was, 20 years ago, even before I had kids. So I want to come back to this question. How did you find your own style after having 3 kids? I have 3, and I'm looking to be stylish, but also functional and practical. These are all things that we're going to talk about. I mean, you have to dress for the environment maybe that you're in. Maybe you live in a super cold climate. Maybe you live in South Florida and it's super hot, or Arizona and it's super hot. So you have to stay within, that's a confine, right? That's certainly a confine. Are you somebody that has to go to an office every day, or do you work from home and you're like, I'm sick and tired of being in my pajamas? All of these factors are going to factor in to what the outcome is. What I don't want to have people graduate and feel is that they have to people please. I just remember my mom. I love my mom. She's amazing. But she would always buy me stuff and it was her taste. And then I would feel this guilt, like, oh God, I got to wear that because my mom gave it to me. She's going to think I don't like it, even though it wasn't my style at all. And so I slowly started to be brave enough to lean into this is who I am. If I want to shave my head and, get tattoos, it's probably going to disappoint my parents. It's probably going to, but they got over it. And because the more me I became and the more I invested in myself, the faster the level up in my life. Because what happens then is you just become this flashlight that invites other people to also rise up and just be themselves. And there's such a freedom in that. You think that by wearing the item that mom gave you because it was a gift is the right thing to do, but you're making yourself small. You're making yourself somebody that you're not. And there's a discomfort there. You're trading yourself away. And that is not you being the most authentic you. What I saw happen in my photography studio with these women just blooming in front of the camera, I would tell them, they would say, what do I bring to this shoot? What clothes do I bring to the shoot? How do I decide in my closet what is the thing you want to photograph me in? And I would say, whatever makes you feel the best. Whatever makes you feel the best. If you went to the store and you bought a ball gown and the tags are still on it and it's been in your closet for 12 years, that's what you bring. I don't give a shit if it's a ball gown or a bathing suit. Whatever lights you up, whatever you put on and you're like, man, I feel like $1 million trillion. That's how you know. It's all your gut intuition that's telling you yes, 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 yes. And truly, even this class, if you're saying this is for me, your gut is telling you if you want to build $1 million brand, which is you, we are all walking, talking personal brands, you got to invest in coaching that will help you get there. And I did that, and I have no, even though I couldn't afford it at some certain times in my life, I did it, and it was the best investment. That's what an investment is. An investment is something that gives you a huge return for your money, and this should. It absolutely should. If you come and you're diligent and you're willing and open and you're ready to make changes in your life and you're ready to just do that evaluation and you want to dedicate a little bit of time and energy to that, I promise you will leave the class the way all of those women did in my photography studio, just sauntering out like the most Beyonce level of themselves that they could possibly be. And that's what I want from each and every one of you guys. So yes, it takes guts, and it takes paying attention to when you inside are saying, this doesn't work for me. Listening to that. So we'll get to all of those things in the class. I'm so excited. I just wanted you guys to hear it from my mouth and to your ears that tomorrow, 10/10 at 10 a.m. Pacific, 50% off for only 50 minutes. There is, I'll put some stuff in my stories just so you guys don't miss out on setting your alarms and everything, but I wanted to leave this here as well. Thank you so much for being part of my little corner of the internet. I feel the love from you all the time, every single day in my DMs. I get just messages from all of you. You guys are so amazing, and you lift me up every day and make me want to keep coming back and doing what I do. So, okay, no other questions, I don't think, at the moment. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Check the stories for some information on how to click links and stuff. Okay, have a great night.